Hello everybody, welcome back. My name is Rob. Thanks for joining us today. I thought I'd talk a little bit about something that we've all probably done, we've all gone on, but I thought I'd bring a unique perspective to this flight of passage. We're going to talk about the flight of passage, but if you don't know, I get to fly for a living. It's pretty fun. I get to do a lot of fun, go a lot of fun places and see a lot of cool things. So I thought today I would talk to you about the flight of passage from a pilot's perspective. The flight of passage came out a few years ago. It's been around for a couple years, and most people that go to Disney regularly have probably already been on this ride. But I got to experience it for my first time this last February, and it was phenomenal. Let me just talk you through this, right? You walk into the Pandora land, right? You go from music to sounds, which is really cool. They transfer you into this different world where all the sights, sounds, and even smells are a little different. Then you walk into the line here and you go underneath those beautiful floating mountains. Can we really argue? Those are just amazing. Those are fantastic. They did such a good job designing this area of the park. Once you go into the ride, you're fed through the line where you go through the lab and see all these really cool things, and you're just building up anticipation. Then you go through the part where they show you what to do for the ride. They give you the instructions, how to sit in your seat, where to put your feet, how far to scoot up in the seat. And at this point, I haven't watched anything on YouTube, so I didn't really know what to expect. I did that on purpose because I like to be surprised. So then they transfer you into your avatar, right? You get put into the avatar. You're right there in Pandora all of a sudden, and you go for a flight. Now let me just say, this is from a pilot's perspective here. The way they leap you off and start to fly, they did a really good job. Now, this ride is meant for everybody. It's not going to give you the ultimate thrill of the universe. No, that's not what they were going for. What they were going for was a slightly exciting experience that everybody could enjoy. And they do that not just through the motion, but through the sights, the depth, the sounds, the smells, even the wind that they put in your face. It's all done so well. Some of my favorite parts is you're going along, you dive around, you see these animals that you fly right over and it gets really thunderous. Or maybe the part where you're going right over the camp and you hear the drums just beating and pounding and it just hits you right to your core. It's so good. But I will say this, my favorite part, now this coming from a pilot, this is, I've been in a plane, I've been thrown upside down and gone up, over, down, some things that people would probably get sick after doing. I've done all that, but they did a good job at this one part where they take you and they invert you. If you're not paying attention, you might miss it because you really don't go upside down, but you get to do this really cool barrel roll. If you do a barrel roll property with what we call positive G's, you don't really feel like you're upside down because you're keeping the G's positive as if the Earth's gravity was pulling you down the whole time, even though you're upside down. And so they did a really good job simulating that. So I can only assume that they did their research with this. Maybe one of the creators got up in a plane and said, all right, show me how to go upside down. How can we put that on screen so everybody can feel like they went upside down? And they did it. They nailed it. When you go into that inverted barrel roll, you truly, for me at least, having flown and done barrel rolls and gone upside down in an airplane, it really did feel like you went upside down. They do this through the motion in your seat, but also the depth and perception that you see on the big screen in front of you. It was phenomenal. And I had to pause for a second. I was still on the ride. I had to pause and say, oh, did we just do that? That was so cool. Just being able to simulate going upside down on a ride that you were never really intended to go upside down on. So anyways, that was fantastic. And then they do it a couple more times when you're diving. It's simulations. They do a good job for what it is. You're diving down and coming through the canyons and maybe run away from Baruch Makto and just all this just fantastic features. They really did their research. I have to say this, because of my DNA, because I love to fly and I love being a pilot and seeing some gorgeous sights, this ride takes the #1 spot for me. I love Star Wars, I love Rise of the Resistance, but because of my DNA, this one really spoke to me. I'm so glad I didn't spoil it on YouTube. I didn't go out there. So what do you guys think? What's your favorite ride in the Disney parks? Do you like to go out to Animal Kingdom and try to get on Flight of Passage every time you go, or is it something that you like to skip because maybe it makes you queasy? We'd love to hear from you either way. Thanks for joining us today. If you would like to see our full adventures, go over to the Campbell Chronicles on YouTube, where you can see our whole day. We do a lot of reviews, a lot of fun. On that channel, we value family, Disney, and travel. So if you value any of those, go check us out. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you real soon.